I'm Kaylee Hultgren, Content Director for Chief Marketer. We are here at the International New York Auto Show at Javits Center, and I'm here talking with Genesis CMO, Amy Marentic. Welcome, Amy.
Hi, Kaylee. Nice to be with you today.
So Genesis is a luxury vehicle brand, and today it's a press day, industry and press day. So people are revealing news. There's lots of new cars coming out. So I just wanted to start with, do you have any specific news that you're breaking today at the show?
We do. We always have lots of news at New York. It's a really important show for us. So we have a few things. We have our G90 wingback, which is the first time we've shown that vehicle in the U.S. It's a concept vehicle for us, and we use that to test out new design themes. And we also have our production GV60 Magma. It is our first performance Magma vehicle that we're bringing to the U.S. It's actually the first Genesis performance vehicle. And then we have our racing simulators, and we have some really great treats for the customer. And we also have our robot Spot that is hosting consumers and showing what a robot can do.
Now, what's the connection with the robot? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Hyundai Genesis owns Boston Dynamics, and Boston Dynamics has several robots, one of which is Spot, and we use him as an influencer, or it as an influencer. He's always dressed in something appropriate. When he's at a golf tournament, we put him in skins called Dimples, and today he's dressed in Magma Orange.
Great. So while you're here, what are some of your marketing goals, and how are you planning to interact with your various audiences and targets at the show?
So the Genesis brand is new. We've only been in the US for 10 years, and awareness is really important. So right now, about 6 out of 10 people know what Genesis is, and we're trying to increase that to more like 9 out of 10. So being at an auto show where people care about vehicles, where people are in the market for vehicles, it's important. It's really important for us to be here. So we love to do experiential marketing when people can get into our vehicles, see our vehicles, and interact with our brand.
That leads into my next question, which is why should your brand be at the New York Auto Show breaking news when a purchase-like vehicle, people go through many touch points and they're doing research online and not necessarily coming to an auto show. So why is it important for you to be here?
I think it's important for us to show up in many places where consumers are shopping. But people don't just say, tomorrow I'm going to drive a vehicle. So what we like to do from an experiential point of view is show up in different places where consumers are. So we do a lot of experiential marketing. Auto shows are one. It's important. People who come to auto shows are typically in the market in the next 6 to 12 months. So they get to experience our vehicle. We become top of mind, especially when they sit inside our vehicle, feel our leathers, understand the content, our safety ratings. So it's important. We also do things like golf. So people will come to a golf tournament and experience our vehicles. We call it the moment when people sit inside our vehicle and say, my gosh, I can't believe how incredible this car is. So we like to be where people are, and the auto show is important for us.
That leads into my next question, which is how Genesis is involved much more with professional golf. Can you talk about how you're showing up with the sport and maybe the new commercial that you have as well?
Oh, yeah. So the first time we've done a golf commercial, and we did it in partnership with the PGA Tour. So we are the first global official vehicle of the PGA Tour. And we work very closely with not only the PGA Tour, but our event that we love, our pinnacle event, is the Genesis Invitational, which we host at the Riviera Golf Club. It was just in February of last month. And not only do we sponsor the tournament, but we show up and we deliver what's called our Sonnim hospitality. It's a Korean word. It stands for honored guest. So whether you're a player, whether you're a caddy, or somebody that's coming to the event to watch it, you are absolutely treated by Korean hospitality as our honored guest.
So when it comes to marketing luxury vehicles, particularly in this time that we're in right now, where our country is talking about affordability a lot, that's an important thing for the public. So what are some of the challenges that you face marketing luxury vehicles at this time?
I think for our brand, the biggest challenge is awareness. Again, about 6 out of 10 people understand that Genesis is a luxury brand and we are for sale in the US. So that right now is our biggest challenge, but also ensuring that we're communicating what's important to the consumer right now. And when you think about luxury, the customer is a little less price sensitive, but they are looking for value. They're looking for great safety. They're looking for great quality, great content, and incredible materials. You know, the number one reason why people buy a luxury vehicle is the way it makes them feel. So how does walking up to the vehicle make you feel? How does getting in the vehicle make you feel? I drive a Genesis GV60 and it has a crystal sphere. Every time I get in the vehicle, it's this beautiful crystal sphere and it lights up and it flips over and becomes a Prindle, and it makes me so happy.
So how about younger generations? How are you reaching the youngest buyers of Genesis out there? Are there new communities or platforms or different types of content that you're using to attract them?
We do a lot in that space socially, but we also we're big into golf, and we just became 2 years ago the founding sponsor of TGL, or Tomorrow's Golf League. That's a much younger golf consumer, and then also we're the sponsor of the Big Ten. So people just graduating from college, getting ready to buy their first vehicle, we want to show up and make sure that they know who we are.
A lot of sports.
A lot of sports. You know, sports really makes sense right now because it's live, and we have a captive audience when it's a great game.
So let's talk a little bit about AI, because who's not talking about AI? Is the company using AI in your marketing, all like within the organization, or using it creatively or for efficiencies? Like, how are you tapping the technology?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting to see how quickly the space is changing. I was at a Google, I used to work for Google, and I was at a Google AI event for CMOs. And one of the things that they told us is everything that they were showing us was invented in the last 10 weeks. It's just amazing how quickly things are changing. But we look at AI in a framework in different ways. It's important that we're using it for efficiencies. So as we're doing our research, as we're doing our predictive modeling, as we're doing our sales forecasting, we can use AI. But also using it with making sure that we're showing up with the large language models, because people are searching different. Instead of just searching GV70, they might say to a large language model, what is the best luxury vehicle for $60,000? How do we make sure that we're showing up in a way that's thoughtful? How do we make sure when we're buying our media, we're buying it in a way that's thoughtful? People want advertising that's specific to them in a way that's thoughtful, but not in a way that's creepy. So we're using AI in many of those ways. We're also exploring it on our websites for AI chatbots. If AI chatbots are done really well, customer really appreciates it. But then we have to make sure that we know how to hand off when they want to talk to a live person. So it's all over the business. I think marketing was using AI really before anybody was using AI.
Definitely. A couple of questions about just the CMO role generally. What would you say makes a competitive CMO today? What are the qualities that aspiring CMOs should think about developing in their career path?
You know, I'm an aerospace engineer that is now a CMO.
Nice.
So I started my career, 35 years ago at Ford Motor Company, working in the aerodynamics department doing computational fluid dynamics. And now I'm a chief marketing officer. And I will tell you, I moved into marketing, maybe 20 years ago, and I brought data to marketing before it was cool. So I was running my own regression analysis, but it gave me a way to really talk to the engineering team. And I found something I loved in marketing, but bringing data and analytics to marketing before it was a thing. Now, data and analytics, you have to know it to be an effective CMO. Gone are the days when you simply had a CMO that did creative. Now it's analytics, it's efficiency, it's return on investment, being able to talk to your engineering team, but most importantly, being able to talk to your financial team and ensuring that marketing is not a cost center, but it's actually a revenue driver.
My last question for you would be, when it comes to your own growth strategy, CMOs are more and more considered growth drivers in the company. What are your thoughts on that? Where are you taking the brand next from a marketing standpoint?
Growth is so important. Momentum is so important. We have that right now at Genesis. Last year, we grew 10% in an industry that was actually down.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we are up in an industry that is down. It's important when you have momentum. It's so hard to get and it's so easy to lose. So we're continuing to do really creative things that stand out. Nobody asked for another luxury brand in the US, right? It's not something that we needed. But now it's something that we're able to offer, and we have no history with our brand. We're very much forward-looking. We're not following old rules, we're writing new rules. And I think when people come and look at our product, sit in our product, drive our product, they're going to see something really interesting, really different, and very modern.
Mm-hmm. Exciting. Well, thank you very much, Amy, for taking the time today. I know it's very busy and you have a lot of news going on, so we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kaylee.